When SsangYong says it's hoping to escape from the ordinary with its new Tivoli, you quickly realize how important this car is for the company. This car, the first developed by new owner Mahindra Mahindra, represents a new dawn for the firm and aims to finally make the brand a success in Europe. Designed to square up to the likes of the Nissan Juke, Renault Captur, Skoda Yeti and Vauxhall Mokka, among others, it's entering a competitive but crucially for the Korean manufacturer, growing segment. Distinctive design, it certainly looks the part, and while its lines won't appeal to everyone, it is far less homogeneous than the slightly older, and larger, Corando model. Sharp headlights, neat 16-inch or 18-inch alloy wheels and a floating roof ensures it stands out against its numerous competitors, especially when fitted with one of the black or white color packs, which contrasts that roof, mirrors and rear spoiler with the bodywork. The cabin style has taken a similar leap forward, with a bold center console, neat instruments, robust switchgear and an overall hike in quality from the firm's previous models. There's plenty of storage space too, while the rear seats are amongst the most spacious in the segment and the boot can accommodate an impressive 423 litres of luggage with the seats in place. 2 engines, 2 gearboxes, 4-wheel drive. There's only 2 engines to choose from with the Tivoli, both 1.6 litres in capacity but fueled by either petrol or diesel. Designed from the ground up, they represent another leap forward for the company in terms of refinement, performance and efficiency. The petrol only produces 126 bhp but with manual transmission accelerates 4.62 miles per hour in 12 seconds, the automatic managing the same 1 second quicker. If you need 4-wheel drive though, you'll need to choose the 113 bhp diesel, which is also available with an automatic gearbox. SsangYong is something of an expert when it comes to 4-wheel drive, with a long heritage of 4x4 vehicles in its home country, and the Tivoli uses an electronic on-demand system to distribute its power between front and rear wheels depending on which needs it most. It's said to be highly competent off-road with 167mm ground clearance and ample approach, departure and ramp angles. High standard kit levels no matter which SsangYong Tivoli you choose, all come fitted with plenty of standard kit including alloy wheels 16-inch for SE and 18-inch for X or E, LX, cruise control, keyless entry, 7 airbags, smart steering and Bluetooth connectivity. The mid-spec X comes with heated leather seats, dual-zone climate control and 7-inch color touchscreen, while the top-spec ELX adds sat-nav, keyless start, auto lights and wipers plus a rear spoiler. There's a series of option packs available to help you personalize your Tivoli, including the red leather pack which brightens up the interior with color leather and the black or white packs to color contrast elements of the interior. All come with the firm's 5-year limitless miles warranty, and the brand is predicting it will have grown its 52-strong dealership sites to around 80 by the end of 2016. More dealers, better quality, smoother engines, generous levels of standard kit and sharp looks. Read the rest of the Park has SsangYong Tivoli review to find out if it has the ability to upset the apple cart in this sector. Performance. If you're buying one with speed in mind, then you're likely to be disappointed by SsangYong Tivoli performance, regardless which of the 1 diesel and 1 petrol engine you choose. Petrol engine like the diesel, this is an all-new unit, sharing its 1.6-litre capacity with its diesel brother. The headline figures aren't particularly attention-grabbing, with a peak power of 126 bhp and just 160 Nm of torque. You'll need 6,000 revolutions per minute on the rev counter to make the most of the former, and the relatively heady 4,000 revolutions per minute for the latter, so you have to work the Tivoli relatively hard to make any considered progress. Drive it as hard as possible, and top speed is just 106 miles per hour, and the benchmark 062 miles per hour sprint takes just 12 seconds, though the automatic gearbox drops this time to 11 seconds instead. With a petrol engine, four-wheel drive isn't available. It's relatively smooth, though never particularly pleasant to listen to, especially at the top of its rev range and without much get up and go. You quickly find yourself swapping cogs with regularity in a bid to make steady progress and refrain from the strained top end of the rev range. Diesel engine. The 1.6-litre diesel is also a new unit, so much so that at launch the petrol unit was the only engine on offer, so we've yet to try the diesel out firsthand. Regardless, the headline figures are a shade more invigorating than the petrols, with 113 bhp and 300 Nm of torque available, the former at a more relaxed 3,400 revolutions per minute and the latter at just 1,500 revolutions per minute. We suspect that for those owners driving long distances, it's the diesel that will make more sense, on account of its economy and more urgent in-gear performance thanks to the extra torque. Performance figures aren't available just yet, though the top speed of the diesel models are expected to be between 109,112 miles per hour depending on whether you have 2 or 4-wheel drive fitted. Gearboxes. There is a choice of 6-speed manual and 6-speed automatic gearboxes to try, and though we've yet to experience the latter, the manual has a light and easy throw with sensibly spaced ratios ideal for inner city and urban environments. Handling. It's a small SUV designed to be comfortable and easy to drive, so it's no surprise that the SsangYong Tivoli isn't the sharpest handling model available. Certainly, the Skoda Yeti or Mazda CX-3, while admittedly more expensive, are more entertaining to drive quickly with more feedback and feel. Compared to the Nissan Juke, Suzuki Vitara or Renault Captur, SsangYong isn't disgraced though. Prime culprit for the lack of feel and feedback is the smart steering system, which allows owners to select from 3 different preset programs, normal, comfort and sport, to change the weighting on the move. As you'd expect, comfort is fingertip light too much so, and sport rather heavier. We simply left it in normal for 99% of the time, as though it offers no more feel, it does at least have a reasonable weighting that suits the car. The rest of the control weights are just on the light side of well judged, but this makes the Tivoli easy to drive around town, especially outside of the city limits. As speed increases, it handles tidily but without aplomb. Body roll is evident but in general well contained, and there's not too much pitching or diving under extreme acceleration or braking maneuvers. Even the front-wheel drive models have enough front-end grip, and while the Tivoli fails to match the exuberant Skoda Yeti for driving appeal, it's far from an unpleasant experience. In fact, at moderate speeds it's perfectly enjoyable. Equipment. As a value brand, it's no surprise the SsangYong Tivoli focuses on a high level of standard equipment, no matter which trim level you opt for. As the lead into the model, there's SE followed by X and DLX, the latter expected to account for 50% of sales, X around 40% and intra-level SE just 10%. Standard SsangYong Tivoli equipment. Even if you are one of the few that fancies the intra-level SE SsangYong Tivoli, and with a starting price of around £13,000, why would you not? You won't be disappointed by a meager kit list. Inside you'll find cruise control, iPod and Bluetooth connectivity, a flat-bottomed steering wheel and 7 airbags. You'll also spot the 16-inch alloys on the outside, enjoy keyless entry and be able to take advantage of the smart steering system. And of course, like all SsangYongs currently on sale, the Tivoli SE comes with the firm's 5-year limitless miles warranty. That said, for around £1,650 more you could upgrade to the mid-spec X model, as 40% of UK customers are expected to do. It's easy to see why when their SAD's dual-zone climate control, heated leather seats, leather steering wheel and knob, luggage cover, front fog lights, 18-inch alloy wheels, 17-inch aren't an option anywhere in the range, and a 7-inch color touchscreen with reversing camera. You'll need another £1,400 on top of that to move up to the expected bestseller, the range-topping ELX, which changes the design of those alloy wheels and updates the exterior with a rear spoiler and tinted rear windows. Inside there's a smart instrument cluster that allows you to change the background color, keyless start, front and rear parking sensors, auto headlights and wipers, and TomTom sat-nav is added to the same 7-inch color touchscreen. Optional SsangYong Tivoli accessories. In a bid to appeal to the youthful and more fashionable buyer, SsangYong is operating a new My Tivoli program which teams different styling and option packs together to allow for some extra personalization. Choose the one of the £400 styling packs, black or white only on ELX, and with black those 18-inch alloys are diamond cut in the roof, spoiler and door mirrors are black, provided you pick white, silver or red for the main body color. With white the same principle applies to the roof, mirrors and spoiler, but white instead of black, and the wheels are finished in a gunmetal grey. White is available on blue or black paint colors only. A further option on the ELX is the £350 red leather pack, though not with ice cap blue paint, which covers the seats, wheel and dashboard in red leather and uses the vibrant hue to trim the floor mats. Interior mood lighting is also added. When it comes to individual options, they're relatively few and far between on the SsangYong Tivoli, though you can add a heated steering wheel and ventilated leather seats to your top spec model. After that it's just down to your choice of metallic or standard paint, the former adding £500 to your choice. Comfort. As a junior SUV, this isn't a sports car, and accordingly SsangYong Tivoli comfort is actually rather decent. Our test route, imaginatively taking us to the Tivoli Gardens outside of Rome, Italy, took in some of the very worst roads we've ever experienced. Here the SsangYong Tivoli felt slightly firm, but dealt with the moon crater potholes acceptably, especially on the 16-inch wheels of the entry-level SE specification. Having only tried the petrol model so far, we can't comment on the noise or refinement of the diesel, but the petrol was acceptable for the class. Driven hard, which we suspect most Tivolis won't be. There is a slight whine at the top end, but in general, the 1.6-litre petrol engine is smooth and relatively quiet. Wind noise was vaguely noticeable, but more so on one side of our test car than the other, so we suspect that is down to an ill-fitting seal rather than an inherent design problem. The driver's seat offers height adjustment and proves comfortable and supportive enough for most typical Tivoli maneuvers. Choose the mid-spec X model and the front pair are heated and covered in leather. Tick the correct options boxes and you can have the steering wheel heated too, while in a first for the segment ventilated seats are also available. Practicality. As it's the smallest car in the company's current range, SsangYong Tivoli Practicality is beaten by the firm's larger models. Certainly if you're looking to tow the Corando and its 2,000 kilograms weight limit is a better bet, and those hoping to transport multiple passengers should look towards the 7-seat Turismo. But, compared to direct rivals like the Nissan Juke, Renault Captur or even Mazda's premium CX-3, the Tivoli acquits itself rather well. For a start, there's loads of room in the rear seats with plenty of leg, head and shoulder space for 2 adults or 3 children, and we particularly like the bungee cord map pockets on the rear of the seats. Around the rest of the cabin are multiple storage pockets and areas including generous door pockets, a large glove box said to be large enough for a laptop with open bin above, and a lidded cubby in the transmission tunnel, large enough for an iPad. There's also a sunglasses holder above the rear view mirror. Open the tailgate and you'll spot a 423-litre boot, which is considerably larger than the Nissan Juke's 207 litres or the closer still Renault Captur's 377-litre example. Safety. Expectations for SsangYong Tivoli safety aren't as high as you might expect. The firm is suggesting it will achieve a 4-star Euro NCAP rating when it is tested in 2016. That's still an acceptable level, but somewhat surprising as an aspiration. Nevertheless, the SsangYong Tivoli boasts a body shell constructed with 70% high-strength steel and 7 airbags, including one for the driver's knees. 10 major areas of the car use a hot press forming process for the metal, so the strength is increased over standard pressed steel. Alongside this strong shell and multitude of airbags, the Tivoli has electronic stability control in conjunction with active rollover protection and brake assist to increase the braking force when undertaking an emergency stop, and the SsangYong will flash its hazard lights to warn those following that it is completing such a maneuver. Reliability. The maker is certainly confident when it comes to its products, which is why SsangYong Tivoli reliability is backed by its 5-year limitless mile warranty. Its dealers currently thrive on repeat business too, and since you're only as good as your last product, every car they sell has to impress owners to maintain that relationship. We expect customer service, in the event something does go wrong, is high on the priority list too. Having said all that, the Tivoli is completely new. Both the diesel and petrol engines have been developed from the ground up, so there's no track record for reliability with them. The whole package has been developed by new owners Mahindra and Mahindra though, with €280 million being sunk into the process. That's not a figure to suggest corners have been cut. For now though, it remains something of an unknown.